Hello, hello, hello. What ho? Welcome back to another exciting adventure of Radio Free Anarchy. I'm your host, Travel Mateus. I am on the road, headed east to deliver my car to my son. And I was just listening to Talking Heads' Road to Nowhere as my first real road trip song. And so now I've talked so much, I'm not going to be able to remember what I wanted to say. Oh no, I was thinking about AI, right? And the rationale behind AI falls apart when, the rationale behind AI becoming human or taking on a human transcendent, some kind of, transformation, transhuman, and so you have these appeals for independence and individuality and, what was the Ex Machina and, other movies that touch on this subject of awareness and humanness and being and existence. And so then you have Bicentennial Man is probably the only one that I can think of for myself that I remember, Robin Williams' character appealing for equal treatment as a human being, even though he was an android, right? So the question becomes, well, when does a computer become a human being? Like when is an android just this humanoid computer, right? Well, so is everything that's operational. I was just driving by. This is what triggered my thought process. Was I'm driving along this road, which is Highway 50, and there was construction being done on the railroad track to my left, and I was just looking at all of the technical detail that has to go into that machine that was creating that. And then I just, I'm watching this caterpillar-looking machine, and I'm thinking, when is that machine ever going to become sentient? Because it's a computer. You get it? Like a computer is never going to be sentient. Why? Because everything it does is pre-programmed within its operating system. It can't do anything else but be what it is, even though what it is supposed to imitate and mimic human characteristics. So that when it becomes aware, it was because it was programmed to become aware. Because the computer is never going to do that which it was not programmed for. That for which it was not programmed. A lawnmower is never going to be, a remote control car is never going to be a remote control airplane. I don't know if that made sense. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I just don't think that the whole sentient, cyborg, android, computer awareness is really being thought through very well because of the ramifications. It just, you have to argue from the greater to the lesser. If you create a superhumanoid robot that is programmed to speak whatever language and, to then adapt by its observation of human relationships, so that how does that android know how to be human? It watches you and it mimics you. And then it's, you're showing an awareness and it's going to imitate awareness. But that computer is never ever going to say to itself, I'm not sure I want to stay here anymore. I'm not sure, I'm being treated equally. I guess it's never going to think that unless it was programmed to. So that if it does, then it was. That's my circular argumentation. All right. Anyway, sorry about that little hiccup in terms of I was trying to think about remote control cars. Oh yeah, it was just that whole thing of like arguing from the greater to the lesser. If you have this massively just beautiful, intricate like ex machina, right? That's a machine. Then everything that you have that is a machine has the potential to become sentient. The VCR player, the PlayStation, your remote control. When is the remote control going to go, hey, I want fair treatment too? It's never gonna. That's my reasoning. That's my thoughts. All right, this has been another exciting adventure of Radio Free Anarchy. I'm your host, Trevor Mateus. Until next time.